Earlier this week, Jon Jones on Twitter told Daniel Cormier that he approved of him commentating for his upcoming fight against Ciryl Gane. Jones tweeted, "DC, you are more than welcome to commentate at my fight. I think you are really good at what you do. I trust that you would be non-biased. All the best, brother." A fan tweeted at Jon saying, "Let DC do the Octagon interview." Jon replied, "Whoever wants to do it, totally cool with me. I feel like I'm in a whole new chapter of my life. Let bygones be bygones." He followed up with, "You still there?" DC has responded to Jon on his YouTube channel. DC said, "You guys know how I feel about Jones and how we have felt about each other in the past. But it leads me to this question. How do I take this? This particular tweet, which at times feels like a compliment, but could also be interpreted as a bit of a dig, considering at times people call me biased in my commentary and all this other stuff. First, just for the record, I don't really need permission to call someone's fight. I'll be honest with you, it's kind of nice hearing a fighter acknowledge that even with our history, he believes that I can do him justice and do the job fairly, because I've done it before. It seems now that Jones is maturing. He seems to be taking a much different approach to the build of this fight and how he's approaching everything, but it feels nice for him to acknowledge, I think this guy could do me justice. Yes, it's nice to hear him go, hey man, I believe Daniel Cormier can do the job, but I'm a professional. I have to be able to do the job. I don't know that Jon Jones and I sit for an interview. I don't know if we sit for a fighter meeting. I don't know. I can't answer those questions for you just yet, because I don't know." Here is Dana White's latest edition of kItFriday. This time Dana has pumpkin cheesecake enchiladas.
What's up, everybody? It's Friday here at UFC headquarters, and today we will be trying the pumpkin cheesecake enchiladas. Create a pumpkin cheesecake filling with cream cheese, sugar, brown sugar, and cinnamon. Add in a packet of pudding mix and fold into pumpkin puree. Divide the filling into tortillas and roll it up. Brush the tops with melted butter and sprinkle with cinnamon sugar mixture. Air fry it at 400 degrees. Top it off with some whipped cream, caramel sauce, and graham cracker crumbs. It's messy, but that is literally one of the best things I've ever had, ever, since doing Friday. This is right up there with the apple pie nachos, but this is actually better than the apple pie nachos, if you can believe that. Winner.
Thomson McCarthy and Josh Thomson on the Weighing In podcast explain why Islam should be the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Big John, however, points out that fighters do not make any more money being ranked #1 and says it really doesn't matter anyways.
He wanted to come up to 155 and get it done. The bottom line is he didn't get it done. That person, now everyone's like, oh, well, he was a smaller guy. You got to take that out of the equation.
He's not the smaller guy. He was a lightweight.
You can't. Yeah, exactly. You got to take that out of the equation, because it's like saying, it's like a fighter who took a fight on short notice and saying, oh, well, I only had a week or two to train. No. Once you took that fight, you decided that you were in good enough shape to win. Otherwise, why did you take the fight? You can't use that as an excuse. Now, I thought he fought his ass off. I think he is fantastic. He's one of my favorite fighters to watch. Hands down, one of my favorite fighters to watch.
Doubt.
But when you go up and you challenge somebody at a heavier weight class and you come up short, you lose your spot to them. You tried, but you're not going anywhere. He's #1, #2 now. It's still the same.
First off, how much does he make for being the pound-for-pound #1?
Nothing. Big fat goose egg.
That's why it doesn't matter. Exactly what you're saying. This is now the #1 in this is based upon what the reporter thought of the fight and who they thought won. Joe Rogan, was not part of the broadcasting, but he did his fight companion, and he had his normal guys. They all picked Volkanovski. Now they're all drinking, right? They're all doing things that you're not supposed to be doing while judging, but they all picked Volkanovski. Then they get together the next day and they go, yeah, maybe we got that wrong. And it's like, hey, you can. And it's a lot of it is based upon you saw these moments with Volkanovski. And again, this is where, okay, it didn't work in the same way. But that rise of that crowd, the crowd in Perth was loud. Every time he did something, you heard and it started to go. Well, that influences everybody to a point. The judges didn't get influenced by it.
At the end of the day, the right person won the fight.
Recently, new training footage came out of Alex Pereira, and Nick Diaz is not impressed. Nick reposted the footage to his Instagram story. The post says Pereira insane boxing, and Nick wrote, "I don't see it." Alex Pereira believes that although Ciryl Gane is a harder fight for Jon Jones than Francis Ngannou, Jon will still get the victory. Pereira told MMAfighting.com, "I think he's really coming to dominate. It's never easy, but I think this fight will be much harder than if he had fought Ngannou. Ngannou is stronger and would want to trade punches with Jon Jones. And Jon Jones is very experienced. He has great defense, so I think Jon Jones would beat Ngannou easier. The next fight with Gane is a bit harder for him, but I also think he wins. It's a bit more difficult because Gane is smart and a bit more scared in a good way, not to come trading with Jon Jones, which makes him a more difficult fight." New footage emerged of Conor McGregor on the set of The Ultimate Fighter. Michael Chandler also posted some footage of him on set to his Instagram story.
Well, here goes nothing. Let's go. All right, boys and girls. First practice. Got the team here. Well, my coach's team's about to show up. They're on the bus. And our first day of getting after it. TUF 31 thus far. I got the team I want. About to smash these other dudes. It's gonna be a blast, man. I cannot wait for you guys to see this on ESPN this summer. God bless. See you at the top.
It appears Chandler has selected Ryan Bader as one of his coaches. Bader posted this to his Instagram story. What do you guys think about the new upcoming TUF season? Post your opinions in the comments. And that's gonna wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post future ones. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. These comments are in reference to the drama regarding Islam Makhachev using an IV after weighing in for UFC 284. The first one says, "Dan, prove me wrong." Ali, "No, I'ma prove you right." The second one's from Nigel. It says, "Brett missed the part that if IV is used, it must be cleared by the commission and the opponent." And the final one's from C-Wiz. It says, "If a fighter is so severely dehydrated that a doctor has to administer an IV to save the fighter's life or health a day before the fight, shouldn't that get reported to the UFC and USADA?" Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured on the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. If you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen to get caught up. And make sure to go subscribe to our second channel where we post our exclusive MMA interviews.